Simple, hello. Are you in the car?
ค่ะคุณทรายขอโทษ
Simple,
ที่
can you maybe also grant access to your team? I cannot just keep pressing when they coming in a little late.
ค่ะ I will
So yeah, just help me just grant the access to them นะคะ
โอเค
แอป
ค่ะ
มันดังอันนี้กัน
ไปแม่สิ
ปิดยังไง
Okay, we're good to go, Sign?
Yeah, we're good to go.
All right. So like I said, if they, in their email, if they click check in, it'll bring up this menu where they book their trip. The customer will see a final confirmation saying, oh, do I want to go? This is Hat Yai, but really it would say, oh, I want to go from Dusitani Hotel to Wonder Fruit at this day and this time. And the customer clicks confirm. And this is what the final voucher looks like if the customer has checked into a trip. So again, this would say Dusitani or Center Point Hotel to Wonder Fruit at the day and time. Now, if the customer does not check in from the email, the customer can go to the Wonder Fruit website, or there will be, like at the hotels, there will be this very large QR code that a customer can scan, and then the customer can check in by themselves, right? They will just copy and paste their voucher code, and then the same process. They pick their trip, they press confirm, and at the end, they get a checked in voucher. Now, what I would say is important is, like, if possible, you want all of the customers to actually check in before they come to you, and most of them will, but you will understand in a minute, it will make everybody's job easier. So this sort of explains what the customer will be doing. Does anybody have any questions here? Okay. Then I think I'll move on to what all of us will be doing. Like, what is the software that we will be using? So preparing for Wonder Fruit. I think Kudsign has already mentioned, but the first thing that I need everybody to do is create a BusX account. And then once you create your BusX account, remember your email or the phone number that you used, and I guess send this back to the MIC management team. And once I get a list of everybody, I will add you to the BusX system. We will authenticate you and add you in. And the last thing is, on the morning of Wonder Fruit, we can do some like training where you guys can actually log in and you can scan some QR codes just so people can become more familiar than an online presentation. But this is what you guys will be doing really at the festival or at the hotels. The first thing, of course, that you will need to do when you start your shift is that you will click the BusX Carrier app. You will select, it'll say Wonder Fruit, and then you need to log in with your BusX account. So make sure it's your BusX account. You add in the same phone number you used or the same email you used, and you will log in. Once you have logged in, this is really what the first screen or the first interface looks like. It looks complicated, but for what we will be doing, you only will need 2 of these things. The first one is that you guys will be using this boarding app, a blue one. It says boarding. It's a person getting on a bus. And this is the app that you guys will use to scan somebody's like confirmation or their QR code. If they come to you with a checked-in trip, this is what you guys will be doing to scan. The second is you guys will be using this reservation app. And this reservation is mostly to, at the very end, when all the passengers have boarded, or you think all the passengers have boarded, is you will check, make sure there is everybody on the bus. And if some people miss the bus, you will mark those people as no-shows. So let's start with the boarding app and look at it more closely. So the first thing to do is look to be sure that if a customer is showing you this voucher, that they have already checked into a trip. It's a very good chance, 90% probably, that they will have already checked in, which is very good, because then all you have to do is really just scan that QR code. Very simple. If you scan the QR code, this is the next screen that will come. And our jobs are to do two things. Number one, just make sure that the passenger is at the right trip, the right day, or the right stop. The second thing is, if you see that they are at the right trip or right stop, you just press this button and it says confirm boarding. Very simple, and then you are finished. That passenger can get on the bus ready to go. If the one thing I will say, let's go back here for 1 second. This is what you want to see from passengers, that they have checked into a trip. If the passenger comes to you and they show you an email or they show you this non-checked in trip voucher, my recommendation to you is to say, oh, please go to your email and check in. Or if you see this big QR code on your table, say, oh, please go to this big QR code and check in to a trip. This will bring the customer to this flow where they will add their voucher number, they will select the trip, they will confirm, and now you will have a checked in voucher that all you need to do is scan and let them go on to the bus. Okay, is that pretty clear? Everybody good so far? Any questions?
Hi, yes, I have a question. I
Sure.
wonder if we use our own devices or do you provide devices for us?
There will be devices provided for you. If you prefer to use your own device, I would think I would have to leave that up to Punsain and the team at MIC.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay. So that was the boarding app. That's the first of two apps that you will be using. The second app is the reservation app. So you would click the app that looks like a little calendar and says reservations. And the first thing to do is find like the trip that you are working on. So this will automatically be the day that you are working on. So this will be already, Thursday, 11 December, or if you're working on Friday, it'll be 12 December. So this will be the same day, unless you're looking at like tomorrow. And then my recommendation is that you look at like where you are working. So if you are working at Dusit Thani, you click this little button and then you select Dusit Thani and then just press search. And when you do that, you will see you will be able to like scroll down and you will see all the trips from Dusit Thani to Wonderfruit on this day. If you only want to look more closely, like you want to make times only from 3 p.m. until 5 p.m., you can do that too, up to you. But this is the way you will search for the trip that you are working on. One thing to notice, like if you scroll down, if you keep going down, you will see a list of all the trips for that day. And just to let you know how busy it is going to be, you will see like the number of people that have checked in. It's called sold. And then you also see available, like the number of available seats on that trip. This will change, right? As we get closer to the time of the trip, most of these available go down to 0 and the sold number goes very high. But just so if you want to know how busy it's going to be the next trip or the next hour, you can look at it here pretty easy. Once let's say you click on this trip, right? You press this trip on your device. You will get to this menu in reservations. You don't need to do anything with this menu. This menu is really if you are actually doing cash sales or you are going to be selling a ticket. So you really don't want to be doing anything with the first, when you select the trip, this will automatically come up. It's the default but you don't want to do anything. Instead, click these 3 buttons and then go to boarding. And this is what you want to be looking at. When you click boarding here, you will get this kind of a menu. And remember, you have already checked in and boarded all of the passengers. So for every person that was on the trip, if you have scanned their QR code and you have confirmed boarding, it will mark them as boarded. Now, some people might miss their trip, right? And it will still say they've checked in. But if it's time for this bus to leave and this person has still not arrived in time, you are going to mark them as a no-show. To do this, you press these 3 little buttons right next to the person who is missing. A little menu will walk down. Very simple. You click no-show. And that's it. And then you will go through the whole list of anybody who hasn't checked in and just mark them as no-shows. Now, I think so what happens, just to let everyone know, if somebody is marked as a no-show, our system like freezes them or locks them from checking into a new trip for 1 hour. But for example, if Koji, if she comes to you 15 minutes late and she says, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I really want to go on the next bus. Can you let me on the next bus that's leaving, Wonderfruit, for example?" And if that bus has an empty seat available, the answer then is yes. You will scan Koji's QR code. It will tell you that she still has some time that is frozen, that she cannot ride, but you click this button that says override, and then you would click this button that says redeem, and then she can board the bus if there are still free seats on the other bus. So important that you would look at you would kind of need to, before you let Koji onto the bus, you would need to sort of look here and make sure there's still some available seats. But if there are, then yes, you can click override and let Koji board. Okay, that's the reservation app. That's the second app that you will use. Any questions?
Yes, I do have a question. So I wonder if this is do we have to do each round of the bus, or is it like every end of the day, or is it anytime? Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're talking about marking of check-in. This would have to be done at the end, like when this bus leaves. Example, this bus leaves at 8 a.m. At 8:10, you would need or right away, you would need to do this right after the bus has left, so that if this person is a no-show, that we mark it correctly. So right after the bus leaves, you will be looking at this to make sure everybody got on. And if the person didn't get on, you just mark them boarded. So it's right after the trip.
Right. Thank you. Yes.
Okay.
Got it.
Great. Any other questions about reservation? Okay. The last thing is just a little bit of, there's something that can cause some people some trouble. So I want to make sure it's clear to you. So what I was showing to you earlier really was like this cutoff section. But when you are looking at this on your phone or on your device, there will be this top gray screen that obviously shows the time of day, your battery, and it also has this Wonderfruit with an arrow. Just to show you what I mean, if you compare to what I was showing you before, it just has this top black thing. But what you will see on your screen will look like this. Now, this is important because as much as possible, like you should always look for this, look to use this screen if you are trying to get back to the main menu. Always look for the little X. To the extent you can, do not press this back button. The issue is this. In our system, this is actually logging out. And so if, for example, you are on your boarding menu and you see people boarded and now you want to go back for the next trip and you want to get to the home page, the page with all of the apps, you should press this. If you press this, it will log you out and you will have to log back in. And if it's very busy, that can take a long time. Like it's just a headache. So please, please, please try to use this. Now, the one time you will use this back arrow is, for example, if you select boarding and you don't have a QR code to scan, there is no X. And then you will press this, it will bring you back to this screen. But this is the only time, if it's in a blank QR screen, that you will ever press this back arrow. So I know people are tempted to, like a website. Don't, it's a big headache. And I think that's it. Happy to answer any other questions that anybody might have right now.
Hi, Mr. Robert.
Hi there.
Yeah, I would like to know that if we accidentally press the logout arrow, does they have
Right.
any confirmation boxes like popping up, or does it go straight out logout?
It would literally just log you out immediately, and then you would see something that essentially said Wonderfruit, and you would have to log back in.
Okay, thank you so much. I'll try
Sure.
to avoid it.
Yeah. Again, I only say this because I know that for most people using any real apps, like that's typically how you would go back. But this isn't a web browser, so please try and avoid it unless you are in the QR scanner app.
All right, yeah, no, thank you.
Great. Any other questions? Well, I think what I can do is this, if you guys are okay, after the call, I'll send this presentation to everybody. You guys can look at it, just kind of become a little more familiar with it. And then of course, on the day of the event, if you guys obviously have created your BusX accounts and obviously can log into a device, I can go through some training with you just so that you guys can do it, get a real feel for it. Really scan an app, really check in a person, really confirm somebody's boarded. And happy to help or answer any questions that you guys have between now and then, of course.
So actually, I have a lot of questions, but I think
Please.
like I missed the whole things because I just joined to the group, and probably it's good on the side. If you have time for a briefing again, I will probably ask like what I need to know. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it sounds good if you send a presentation for everyone and have a look in there, and if it's any question in the future, so probably gonna get into you like on the side is better.
Sure. Well, or I can do this. I mean, I know for Sign and for Kun Sign and a lot of the Wonderfruit team, like they're probably really busy right now. But if there are people who joined late, I would be happy to go through the presentation one more time. If anybody wanted to watch it a second time, or if there are people that are late, let me know if you guys think that would be helpful.
I will add you into the group, Robert. Just for the line group.
Okay.
So maybe it could be easier for us to like maybe get on any other calls if needed.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, yep. Please add me into the line group. I'll share the presentation there. And if anybody has questions, feel free to ask. Happy to jump on a call, no problem.
Guys, sorry, I had to drop. So I'll
problem.
add Robert in. Sorry about this.
Great. Thanks, Sign.